Welcome back! Apologies for the double short Ocarina of Time streams, but they kind of work out with me only wanting to do like about a dungeon per stream. Yo, we just played the early access for the EX Zodiac, and it's the Star Fox itch. It's the Star Fox scratch. I've been meaning to scratch the Star Fox itch. Why is it so itchy scratchy? I don't know. But I've been feeling that way since 1994, gosh dang it. Or is it 96? Never mind, 94, Super Nintendo was still the main console, and 64 wasn't even out. But we're back to Ocarina. We're in a certain temple that's kind of infamous, but trust me, I got it. I got this. It'll be no sweat. So let's play it. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. So I still haven't updated my Ship of Arcanian. I'm just scared of breaking it. But I am. Basically where I am is that with the update is I really want to update to the latest version of Ship because I can remap the buttons. I want to actually use C buttons on buttons. Right now, I'm using the Switch Pro controller, which maps A and B right, but X and Y are just unused, and the C stick does all the C button stuff. It's a little annoying. Yeah, welcome on in, everybody. Oh, I wanted to say something about Ocarina of Time that I keep forgetting to mention. It's just a random question for the chat. It's nothing, like, important. Did anybody ever want those Songbird Ocarinas that they used to advertise ever since Ocarina of Time happened? Songbird Ocarina or STL Ocarina, those are like the big two. Where is Epona? What happened? I hear her. Epona? Should I go back and summon you again? Give me a second, Epona. I'll be right back. I probably left her in a place where it won't respawn her, but she's behind a wall. Ever since I was a kid, I always wanted the Songbird Ocarinas, because they'd always advertise them in Nintendo Power. I remember at one point, I actually cut out one of the advertisements from the magazine, and then showed it to my dad, because like, oh, look, it's like the game, can I buy it, can I have it? But back then, you had to like mail order it, because online ordering wasn't really that much of a thing. I'm gonna look for at least one more Big Po. I want to sell it so that I can raise a little bit of money for Zora Tunic reasons. I forget how much it costs though. I think it's just 200. Cool 1906 says, love this game on Nintendo Switch Lite. Ooh, you're playing the Nintendo 64 online version? It's very nice, very classic. I know it had some issues when it first came out, but they fixed most of them. At least the graphical ones. I'm playing a totally real PC port. It is real. It's just not very official. But it is legal. It's been a nice version to play so far. One thing I need to do, I think at this point, is look up where the Big Po's are. 'Cause I don't remember how many. I think I already have 5. At this point, I gotta start looking up where the missing ones are. Here's what I'm gonna do. You know what? I have the guide open. I wonder if it will actually tell me all the Big Po locations. You know, I've never considered that. I would hope that the Nintendo 64 official guide has all the Big Po locations in it. You did want an Ocarina? I looked at how much they cost, and it does cost a bit much for, say, a 1998 budget. But looking at it now as an adult with my own money, you know what they did? Songbird Ocarina, I think, is the company that just did made a plastic version of the Ocarina. So not clay. And read the Oot Guide for the area. I'm doing this, Squidgy. I'm just trying to find where I am. This is just Hyrule Field, straight up. I think here's the problem. The problem is that Hyrule Field only has a section in the guide for, like, Child Link? Yeah, check this out. This is the only page with Hyrule Field I see. Link to the future. Poe for sale. During Hyrule's decline, rupees had become scarce, but as long as Link had an empty bottle, a quick 200 rupees were only a ghost away. He was able to sell the bottle of spirits in the old guardhouse for ample profit. Ooh, they're not really gonna show me, are they? Alright, I'm gonna have to look them up online. I want to catch at least one Big Poe right now. Big Poe locations. Yeah, I'm tempted to get the plastic Ocarina of Time, because they actually made an effort to make it all like high quality and nice sounding, even if it is made of plastic, and it's only like 25 bucks. I'd say that's worth it. All right, okay, according to this Big Poe guide I'm looking at, there should be one. Okay, I already got the one down there. There should be a couple by the Y shape at the YMCA. There's at least 4, just following the direction of the Y. So if I don't see a single one, something is definitely up. I seem to remember one being around this boulder over here. Big Poe, come out to play! Thankfully, it's not like Twilight Princess where they only appear at night. There's one! Gotcha! Buddy. Good first 15 minutes of stream. Beautiful. You want to see the ad for that ocarina? Oh, you never saw the ad? Alright, we got the ad. We got one of the ads right here. Oh, this is the one I didn't show on stream. Earlier, I saw one where, like, a person was in, like, kind of generic fantasy cosplay. So they didn't specifically look like something from Zelda. This is the other one I used to see in Nintendo Power. I like this one. Look, it's got, like, the dude with the backwards cap. He's not wearing shoes! Why have I never noticed that? Do I want to notice that? This is the sweet potato. This is the ocarina that they advertised back then, but it's not accurate to the Ocarina of Time. Take a look. The actual game one. The actual game one has way more holes. Well, you can't see it. But this is the one they sold back then, and you'd have to pay what, 40 bucks? 40 bucks for the sweet potato ocarina. They also had like cool pendant ones. I had friends back in the day who had the pendant ones because their parents would say like, "Oh, yeah, that's cheaper. Let's get that one instead." They're like, "Okay, that's close enough, I guess." You can buy a Dragon Boy t-shirt. I want to meet somebody in real life who has this t-shirt. That is... Who would have bought this? Who would have bought this back then? Jeez. Oh, wow, they were in Santa Barbara? I didn't realize they were so close. No wonder I see them at Anime Expo. Yeah, at Anime Expo, they always have a booth. Yeah, it makes sense. They're right there. Just drive from Santa Barbara to Los Angeles. Easy. Alright, okay. We gotta go from here to there. We gotta go to Zora's Domain once again. Let's go to the Zora's River route, just for old time's sake, huh? And just because I want some semblance of story progression, let's ask Saria where she thinks we should go next. Sprint has a Green Ranger ocarina from them. Oh, nice! What does it look like? Like, what is it shaped? Like, is it like the fairy ocarina? Blade remembers those ads. They're showing the small one, like, as the full-size one. Well, here's the thing. This ad was old. This was, like, I think that's all they had back then. Or maybe they didn't advertise the big one. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, here we go. There's an extended range sweet potato. That's probably what Link has. Either way, they've got way better descriptions and pictures on their website now. So I'm tempted to just go all out. Why not buy the big old ceramic ocarina? Link, at first I didn't want to become the sage of the forest, but I'm glad now. I'm helping you save Hyrule. Okay, but can you help me save Hyrule by telling me where to go? If not, I'm just gonna go there myself, just saying. Alright, I'm about to do something that I used to do. I forgot to sell the Poe, damn it. But you can actually infinitely duplicate little buggies. Every time you release them, there's 3 more. They multiply fast. Hahaha! Infinite money, baby. It just takes a while. $39.95 was pretty pricey back in the day. I can understand why my dad never bought it for me. Let's take a look at the site right now. Like, how much does it cost? I think I did look it up last time, but just once again. I don't remember. Does anybody remember? We had somebody in the community, somebody who came by in chat who actually worked for, I think, STL Ocarina. I don't remember who though. If you're in chat right now, I apologize. I don't remember. Ocarina of Time Kokiri Edition. Did I just say Ocarina of Time? You know, like chickens. This is the plastic one they have now. It looks accurate. It's $30. This is the one I would get if I was trying to save a little bit of money. But look at this! This is the one. This is the one that's most accurate to the game. The 12-hole alto. Ooh, $108. That's a lot more than $39.95. Good to see that the 6-hole alto is pretty much the same price as before, though, at least. Yeah, like, if you just want to cosplay, the plastic one is really nice for it. They showed off, like, tuning videos for it. It sounds really accurate. Link too busy looking up Ocarina prices to save Hyrule. That, and I needed to teleport back to the Temple of Time so I could sell the Big Poe. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm all over the place today. Because I didn't start with Ocarina of Time. I'm just like, wait, what was my plan? Start walking towards Zora's domain. Wait a minute. Gotta sell some Poes. Wait a minute. Gotta look up Ocarina prices. Wait a minute. Man, 7 years later, inflation has been just such a heckin' heck for prices. I needed an adult wallet. Hey, young man. What's up, buddy? Oh, you brought a Poe. You have 50 rubies. Yeah. They sell link hats? Wait. You're right. It's like a $10 link hat. Is this officially licensed by Nintendo? I don't know about that. It's kinda cheap looking. It's only $10. One size for kids of all ages. This would not fit my head. Y'all don't know it, but I got a big ass head. It just I struggle to wear hats. I really do. Like, you ever try one of those, like, paper hat sizers where you, like, wrap it around your head to see what your hat size is? My head is so big that it exceeds that. It exceeds the maximum hat size. My brain's just too big. So I definitely couldn't wear that Link hat they got. It makes sense it's only $10 if it's for kids. You don't know if Nintendo can license or copyright a kind of hat that people have been wearing for centuries. That's true. I wouldn't question it if it wasn't for the fact that the store page literally says, wear this hat and look just like Legend of Zelda's Link. Doesn't say licensed Nintendo merchandise, that much is for sure. Give me a second. I need to find the guy who buys stuff. I actually don't know if this is a man or a woman. I've never figured that out. They're the banker in Majora's Mask, at least. Here, take my bugs. It's stressful how many frames this has. It is assaulting you with smoothness, isn't it? I'm sorry. It's just the modern age. It's like this game shouldn't be this smooth. A cute little bug. Buy it for 50 rupees. Oh, that's actually perfect. Let me just duplicate it one more time and I'll be set. I'm cornering the market. Supply and demand, baby. When I'm done, I'll be paying him to get rid of bugs. Oops. Yeah, like, I'm sure they got an entire agreement with Nintendo. The fact that they have Ocarina of Time replicas. They probably also have a little license to sell other Zelda merch in general. A couple years ago, there was a... like, the college that I went to, there was like a video game music club kind of thing, and they set up a Zelda concert. That was really cool. I was able to visit it, and they hired like professional musicians who were also gamers. One of them did like a rendition of the Song of Healing on an actual organ. That was pretty amazing. And then there was a group who did Linebeck's theme from Phantom Hourglass on actual ocarinas. I'm sure that some of them were the Songbird ocarinas or STL or something. And you know what? That theme actually works really well on Ocarina. Oh, hi, Epona. I'll come back for you later. Unfortunately, you're not a water horse. Just you wait. After Nintendo added an actual motorcycle to Breath of the Wild, next time they're gonna have like a jet ski that looks like Epona. They'll call it Kawasaki Pona. Linebeck, iconic. Linebeck is a freaking mood. I should give Phantom Hourglass a chance just for him, because I never actually finished that game. The Linebeck theme, like, normally it's this whole epic orchestral with horns. Da 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 ba 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 da 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 da. Ocarina though? Ends up feeling like a little like toy box rendition. Burn for Smash. Burn for Smash. Totally. The fact that we have a Spirit Tracks level in... The fact that we have a Spirit Tracks level... That's not Zelda's Lullaby. In Smash, and not a Phantom Hourglass level. I mean, we have a Wind Waker level. That's close enough, I guess. Feel like people are too hard on Phantom Hourglass? Probably true. I think they just never finished it. Like me. I played it. And yeah, the Temple of the Ocean King, having to play it over and over again does feel bad. You don't have to start from the beginning every time. It's just if you want to beat your time. I think it's... the fact that everything plays more to... if you're like a fan of speedrunning than just playing games casually, because then you're forced to do it over again if you took a long time. Also, take a look. Wow, everything's cold. Where's Elsa? She's probably responsible for this. What's actually pretty creepy about... oh, crap. I remember why I need 200 rupees. Oh, man, what am I... Alright, you know what? I'm not going to spend a single rupee. I'm just going to go ahead and get some free blue fire from the dungeon. We're going to the ice cavern, baby. Let's go. And while I'm here, I'm going to put on my regular green tunic. Daboo-dee, daboo-die. Yellow Pikachu. Don't leave. I'm sorry. Hope you're doing good. Jabu Jabu, what happened? He's been turned into sushi. Up. Up. Hop. 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 Oh, man, so close. Oh, crap, I'm gonna die. Get up, Link, get up. Oh! Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. I'm in the cold water. Does the cold water not hurt me? Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of Majora's Mask. I think I'm fine. Come on, Link. Get on the platform. You almost had it. Was scaled. Good. Hop. Thank you. Read the OOT guide for this area. Alright, we got it. Thank you, Blade. Boop boop bada. Yup. Let's go find... I gotta be careful not to go too far. Because there's a certain something that I want to save for when we're actually in the water temple. Here we go. Ice cavern. 7 years earlier, Zora's fountain was awash with warm water. Since then, the temperature had died to freezing depths, chilling the riverbed bed into Arctic waters. Beyond the iceberg stepping stones that dotted the fountain, Link would find a cave housing blue fire and iron boots that would help him reach a fourth sage. After rescuing the Gorons, Link grew fearful that Ganondorf may have targeted more of his old friends. Entering Zora's domain to check up on King Zora and his school, Link almost froze in his tracks. Ha! Ice blanketed everything in the domain, including King Zora, who was encased in a tomb of red ice. Lord Jabu Jabu was nowhere to be found, but across from where he once floundered, Link spied a cave that echoed with evil. Pizza Heart. Thinking of Breath of the Wild, Majora's Mask had poison water. Doesn't... In Snowhead, isn't there a part with, like, cold water that hurts you? Or am I imagining that? Yeah, maybe I am just thinking of Breath of the Wild then. Breath of the Wild Link can't even endure freezing temperatures like Ocarina of Time Link can. Come on, can you even call yourself a hero? Dusk, what's up? There used to be an iPhone app that let you play Ocarina? Really? In an online mode that let everyone in the world tune in? What? Why can't we have nice, like, fun apps like that anymore? Feels like. Maybe I just don't play around with my phone as much as I did back in college. Probably why. Alright, here's the Evil Cave. Yep. I feel it. It's so menacing. Ice Cavern. Let's just stare at Link for a little bit. You can drown as a Goron in Snowhead. Also scary. Oh, but Link feeling cold? Bless you. I'm still rocking the broken giant's knife. You can't stop me. Imagine if water still hits you in Breath of the Wild 2. I wonder how they're gonna handle Breath of the Wild 2, like, the fact that it actually is just a continuation of 1. You're not gonna start from scratch, are you? That'd be weird. Freezard! Watch out for its freezing breath. Destroy it completely before it revives. Oh no. Or Megaton Hammer! What's this guy doing? Oh! This is bad. Where did he go? Just melted into thin air. I'm missing. Ah! Icy boys. Why is the crouch stab not doing anything? Oh! This is bad. Oh, this is another one of those cases where they forgot to make the Megaton jump slash do damage. That's why the crouch stab wasn't doing anything. That's funny. Is my broken giant's knife run invalidated by me using the crouch stab glitch? I wonder. I'll still say it's valid. I still am using the giant's knife. There was an app that let you blow candles with a speaker. I definitely had that app before. Can I duck under this? Yes, I can. Nice of Navi to let me lock onto this spinning propeller blade. I like to think there's like an ice plane underneath the ice here. Oh, careful. Whoa! Didn't realize I go sliding away. Oh, there's a Skulltula. And an app that overheated your phone to make a hand warmer. Okay, that app probably should have been pulled. Imagine what it'll do to a modern phone. Oh no, I dread to think. That probably works by, like, running an infinite for loop that does nothing. When do you think we'll get another trailer for Breath of the Wild 2? Probably right before release. I'm amazed that we even have gameplay trailers at this point. Because I'm still wondering how the game is gonna present itself. Because, like I just mentioned, are they still gonna go for the survival aspect? And come up with a reason for you to Metroid all your gear away? They could go that route, but it would just be weird. Given that, like, Link and Zelda now have, like, supposedly free reign to their kingdom. Oh! With Ganon gone. Who knows what the conflict is gonna be. Oh, I don't like this. Freezard's actually being a threat. For once. You know, there is an easy way to get rid of them, I just remembered. But I want to save... No, not my bugs! You know what? Screw it. I don't need the bugs. I need the empty out bottles for some fire anyway. I need... this fire. PK Fire! Oh, this doesn't instantly kill them? There was a point where you could buy an ashtray for your computer. Doesn't that go into, like, the CD bay? Oh, hello. Oh, you're blue. Ice keys. Destroy it. The fire flies into you. A little too late for that, Navi. I'm liking where I'm at with the double damage. This blue fire, it doesn't seem natural. Maybe you can use it for something. 1 second. Oh, that's interesting. Alright, let's harvest. Let's harvest some Team Harvest. They can make it so Link's OP weapons disappear. I hope they at least start him with a Master Sword that doesn't break. Like, at the very least, it would make sense for Link to have more access to a constant supply of weapons in a post Breath of the Wild 1 world. Like, Zelda could pull some strings, or like the people recognize that they saved him, that they saved them from Ganon. Or, Calamity Ganon. Okay. Maybe, like, the super awesome weapons he'd still have to pay for, but at the very least, give him just the basics, you know? Optical Bay Extension. You know, I think I saw a video on YouTube of someone reviewing, like, weird PC accessories like that. I once saw somebody review a PC aquarium case, but not like the fancy ones with actual mineral oil or water that people make now. But no, it was just a computer case that had this side panel that you filled with water, and there were fake fish floating around in it. Dungeon map. Now I know how lost I am. Thought they were just gonna make Breath of the Wild 1 DLC forever. I'm surprised at how much DLC that game got. Like, whole new shrines, an entire story with, like, the whole Heroes song thing. Excuse me. Did they make an easy bake oven for PC? Well, that's just my PC. I'll just run Crisis on this baby. The you know, old unoptimized Crisis one. And then the insides will get so warm I can bake a cupcake. Okay, there's one path. I have the dungeon map, so let's see how many rooms I need to explore. There's a path to the left and a path to the right. The cavern is actually not very big. Who would have wondered? Who would have guessed? I'm gonna go through. I think I don't need any additional blue fires to get through the ice cavern, but I will probably get some on the way out. Alright, got a sliding block puzzle. Wouldn't be Zelda without one. Alright, Buster. Very done cupcakes. Okay, my PC doesn't get that hot. I have AMD, not Intel. Haha. Gotta love bacon while you game. Gotta use that extra heat somehow. I've definitely seen people, I've seen people who take the heat shroud off of their GPU and then they put foil on top, a little bit of cooking spray, and fry an egg directly on their GPU. Egg. It actually does work, which is hilarious to me. You enjoy your computer in the winter when it doubles as a space heater. Yeah, months like these right here are when I don't enjoy having a powerful computer. The other day I had to leave it on overnight to do some stuff. I was editing last night. I was editing my great Ace Attorney Investigations 2 VOD because I had to edit out some sound glitches that happened, unfortunately. So I had to leave it on. I woke up, I was sweating. Even though I had the window open and everything. It just, oh. Like I've said before, the fact that good cooling of your computer means that it dumps all the heat outside of it. It's not great. Speaking of heating, there's a company that sells crypto rigs to double as space heaters. Oh, that is not efficient at all. Please do not. This is something that, as someone who was in college at around the time cryptocurrency started, when it was feasible to mine a single Bitcoin on like a personal GPU, I've had friends who did that, like way back when it was possible to do on like one GPU on a single computer. Back then it was actually kind of worth it because, you know, it was just this fun little currency that wasn't worth much, and it didn't take the energy of an entire country to mine like anything useful. And my friends who did it back then, they have long since stopped because, yeah, the energy costs outweighed what you actually get. And by design, it's going to keep happening. No matter what scale you end up working with when it comes to crypto. This is why I know crypto doesn't work. It by design becomes inefficient. You can't like force that issue. So yeah, no, mate. Did someone forget me in the oven? I don't know, I'm not in the bucket today. Those sound glitches for Ace Attorney, those were not great. I was not having a fun time with those. I haven't set up the new emulator yet, but I will. Oh, now I'm in the bucket. Uh-oh, I'm extra crispy. Woo! Please, I am but a 4-piece meal. But if you see the VOD, it'll go up later tonight. Everything should be okay. Just so it doesn't sound like I'm yelling at nothing, I left the glitches in, but I made them way quieter. be much more bearable now. Which way do I want to go? I want to go south, right? Oh no, I don't know. I don't have a compass. I think this is where it came from. So this means this is the east exit. So I want to go there. Okay, where do I push this thing then? I need to push it. That goes here. It has to come from... How could it come from here? Bit of a problem. If I can push it here, then I can push it this way. So... push it... I think I've already messed up. I'm too lovable to eat. I'm sorry, once you have a taste, you'll think differently. What? This is the north, right? Yeah, there's no path there. Hungry may disagree. Remember the Linus Tech Tips video where they took a literal gas space heater and used it to cool a computer and heat a room? It worked. They didn't clean all the gas gunk and warmed water show that. That tends to happen with Linus Tech Tips, I've noticed. It works, but then it doesn't work. But it's okay, they showed a proof of concept. That's not right. Maybe this way? There's only so many ways I could push. I like how they evolved this concept for Twilight Princess. It's not just a random ice block in the middle of the room. It's an actual, like, entire, like, ice thing that fits the theme of a giant ice mansion. Linus says, it works, but at what cost? Pretty much. One of these days, I'm gonna find out if Linus is going to, like, some kind of tech convention. Gonna travel up to Vancouver, it's gonna be great. Come on, just die! Please! I wonder if blue fire will kill a Freezard. We don't eat the streamer. Not even with hot sauce? Maybe with hot sauce. This is a door. Oh yeah! Hold on, let me prime up my attack. Alright, buddy. I'ma get you. I'ma get you. Ha-ha! Just 2 stabs with a jagged, broken sword. All the little metal splints just sticking out of you. This can't be good for your health. Ooh, this room is trippy. Behold, the bane of all Ocarina of Time players, the Iron Boots! So heavy you can't run, so heavy you can't float. How'd you get here? You. We meet again, Link. It's Kyle. What's up, Kyle?
If you came here to meet the Zoras, you wasted your time. This is all there is. With one exception, the Zoras are now sealed under this thick ice sheet. I managed to rescue the Zora Princess from under the ice, but she left to head for the water temple.
You're telling me not a single Zora happened to be above water at the time?
This ice is created by an evil curse. The monster in the water temple is the source of the curse. Unless you shut off the source, this ice will never melt.
That's a lie. It never melts anyway. Unless you try force percent.
If you have courage enough to confront the danger and save the Zoras, I will teach you the melody that leads to the temple. Time passes. People move. Like a river's flow, it never ends. A talisman will turn to noble ambition. Young love will become deep affection. The clear water's surface reflects growth. Now listen to the serenade of water to reflect upon yourself.
Poor fishies. Flash frozen. But hey, that's sushi grade, right? It's such a simple effect, but this room got that sparkly, twinkly, icy look down pat. Even if it is a big old cube. Imagine how this would look in an HD remake with, like, reflection shaders and everything. I would be blinded by its splendor. You have learned the Serenade of Water. What?
Link, I'll see you again.
Oh no, not this time. Link was distracted. Distracted by the Ocarina. There is one exit to this room. How could you let them get away, Link? Please. I'm disappointed in you, Link. Thanks for the hydrate. Thankfully, this water isn't frozen. Ah, beautiful. Question for the chat. Is anybody playing Live Alive? I know it just came out today. I asked earlier at the beginning of the stream, though. It's, I want to play it. The concept sounds so cool. Well, if I'm gonna fill up on blue fire anyway, I might as well melt this. There's also one room here I haven't checked out yet. Stop it. I'm not even gonna deal with him. I'm gonna leave. Out of here. Talk about a low budget flight. No food or movies. Oh, you know what? You guys don't see it because I'm covering it. But one of the best features about the ship of Harkinian, you can assign the boats to a button. That makes it so much better, doesn't it? Don't it, mate? Oh, so good. This is gonna make the water temple a piece of cake. Watch, watch. We're gonna beat this stream. Gonna beat the water temple before the 4-hour mark. Easy. I might be giving these too much time, but I don't want to make promises I can't keep. I might get delayed by reading chat or something. Zora sushi. What do you think Zora sushi tastes like? Does it taste like fish? Or does it taste like pork? Because they say that human meat tastes like pork. Just, that's what they say. My sources tell me. Even Majora's Mask, you want an HD remake? You're here. Tastes like fish and pork? I've heard of chicken of the sea, but pig of the sea? There's that one game I played on Halloween. That one horror game? World of Horror? I think that was 2 Halloweens ago now. If you like PC RPGs, I actually do recommend it. It's pretty spoopy though. Oh, hello, Peace. Hanging out. Watch out! Hey! Pizza Heart. I only mention it because it's a horror game inspired by Junji Ito style, and it's an RPG. You can get items that you can save for later to help you, fight and stuff. One of the healing items is long pork, which is kind of slang for human meat. Ugh. So that's what they call a humanitarian, you know. Save the environment, eat the rich. I taste like chicken. This is not new information. If this is the compass, I'm like, why? Why does this dungeon even need a compass? Copium 2026 from Jorah's Mask. It'll happen someday. Why does this place need a compass? Seriously, man. Well, you know what I just remembered? There was a shortcut from the Iron Boots room. I didn't need to, like, go back this way. I don't think I really missed anything important. Alright, I hear some spiders. If I have at least 30, I'm gonna go back to... Gotta go! And see if I can get the giant wallet. 30! Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Miku's sister was in the Navy. You mean Navy? A friend of hers got really drunk with friends. Apparently they eat a piece of... Oh! Like, from where? What do you mean? They eat a piece of flesh? What? How does that happen? I mean, if you'd rather not share, that's also fine. But oh my goodness, ooh. I've heard it from this Reddit post where a guy lost his leg in a motorcycle accident. So what he ended up doing was actually going to. He made a promise with his friends a long time ago that if, like, for whatever reason, one of them had to amputate a limb, then they would get together and eat it. Like, cook it up, make sure everything's above board and legal, and then it actually happened to one of them. Like, they had to amputate their leg from an accident. Like, nothing was diseased about it, it's just unfortunate that they had to lose it. So, yeah, they made tacos. They made leg tacos. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not gonna have a taco for a while now. Not after that. Not after reading that. The Navy's scary. Survival. It's like Metal Gear Solid 3. Imagine if, in order to survive, like, from an empty hunger gauge, you have to start eating yourself. 1 minute, I can survive a minute underwater. Right. I need this Pizza Heart. Skid. Hit. Pizza Heart. Up, 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 golden, go. Tacos with unknown meat. Sounds about right. Sounds like Taco Bell to me. Nah, Taco Bell, there's so little meat it might as well be vegetarian. Why hasn't Taco Bell done that? Like, supposedly their taco meat is so much filler that they can't legally call it meat. Then why not just make it 100% filler and then advertise it as vegetarian tacos? It would taste exactly the same. What up, King Zora? I don't think you have to unfreeze him, but it's the least we could do. He shall weep once again. Weep. Oh, I went there. Oh, I went there. As somebody who actually enjoys eating Taco Bell, for some reason, I don't know why, it's not authentic. I live in LA, I can get authentic Mexican food anytime I want. But sometimes I just want a Crunchwrap, you know? Sometimes I just want a Dorito Loco Taco. Oh, I've come back to life. I forgot what voice I gave him, but now he's Squidward. Was it you who saved me? Don't be nervous. It looks like you've had a hard time breathing underwater. As an expression of my gratitude, I grant you this tunic. With this, you won't choke underwater. Whoa! Now you can breathe all the fish pee in the ocean. That's where all the nutrients come from. You got a Zora Tunic. The diving suit is adult size, so it won't fit a kid. Wear it and he won't drown. I'll take that. Yeah, baby. And I will just never take off this shirt ever again. 'Cause it's blue. I like blue. It's my favorite color. Wait a minute. This is ice. I shouldn't dive into ice. I heard Skulltula. Where is it? Oh, I think it was back up there. Damn it, let's go again. We gotta go back, Marty. Best Link color? It gotta be the blue boy, you know. Lemonade Cafe, finally here. Did you have a nice stream? What were you doing? Hope everything is well. I like how this is literally the same shop from the Goron city. This guy's been frozen behind here. Isn't he glad that I've set him free? You say you want to buy a Zora Tunic? That tunic is made of the finest material and therefore is exceedingly expensive. I'm afraid only that very rich family in Kakariko Village can afford this fine garment. 300 rupees? I'm glad I got one for free. Fish. Bop, 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 bop. Drip tunic acquired. Link looks great in all the tunics. This is true, though. Alright, we're ready to take on the water temple right now. I want to go get the giant's wallet if I can. Man, if only I could learn the Nocturne of Shadow early somehow. What's the fastest way to get to Kakariko from here? Thinking. Honestly, probably just Prelude Light. Haru was doing a rerun of Octo Expansion. 1/4 done. Good on you. Good on you for playing it on stream for the anniversary of Splatoon. I remember playing it on stream for the first time. It was hard, but fulfilling. I had a fun time, but that's only because I'm masochistic. King Zora and Shopkeeper, forever alone. Well, Shopkeeper's about to be the new queen of Zora Kingdom, because everyone else is gone. I'm not gonna get that Skulltula up in the Zora's domain. Not right now. I've just realized. Go, Link, go! Aro put a plan together to fit Octo Expansion into 4 parts instead of 3? It actually is a lot longer than the other Splatoon stories as well. Just by virtue of being so hard. And there's extra routes. It's wild that it was a $20 DLC. I never would have believed it. Why am I in Kakariko? I said I was gonna go here, but why do... Oh man, I feel like a sim. I feel like a sim that just, like, had its action queue cleared when it entered a room. I wanted to... Oh yeah, the spider house. Let's go. Giant wallet. Thank you, Chibi. This is what I do on stream. I, like, set myself goals that I'm able to do mindlessly. And then when I get there, I'm like, okay, what do I do now? The curse has been broken. Thank you. Here's a reward for you. Just in time. Giant wallet. What a huge wallet. Now you can carry 500 rupees. Wonderful. And it actually showed the correct symbol for once. I'm happy. How many more spiders are left? Actually, there's 1, 2, and the middle one. Alright then. Yeah, that middle guy is gonna stay a spider for a while. I don't think I'm gonna get all of them. Sad to say. Alright, alright, alright. Do I need blue fire? I have 1. I think that's good enough. Let's stock up on fairies, then we can head to the water temple. Huh? Never knew you could hurt the spider people. It's very mean. But there's something about the yell. That's the only place in the game you can even hear it. It's just, it sounds satisfying for some reason. I wish regular enemies made that sound. And the thing is, if you get close to the guy after you've hit him, he retaliates. Just do the glitch for 400 Skulltulas. I mean, I could, actually. I used to do it with the Skulltula in the Young Link era, near Hyrule Castle. I don't know. I feel like I just don't need to do that. All it gets you is money anyway. Easy enough to get in this game. Octo Expansion plans to do the hidden hard fight at the end. Aw, yeah. That's the one. That's the one that gives people memories. Not good ones. Alright, it's time. It's time for the dungeon that everybody loathes. For some reason, I'm totally fine with it though. The what are you waiting for, Temple? Thanks for the bit, Tashemi. Pretty easy to get money. Yeah, people just throw it at you, apparently. Alright, look, the rising sun. If only I could shoot an arrow at it. Oh, I can. If only I could actually get it. I'm not gonna turn on the climbing cheat. Look, who else had a Game Shark back in the day? Game Genie, Game Shark, whatever you call it, depending on the brand you get. You just use the press L to levitate code and you fly over there to get the fire arrows early. Cheating. Thanks for the chickens. Rumble Pack Award's pretty good. It is pretty nice, especially since Rumble works in this version of the game. It actually makes the Pro Controller rumble. It's like it was meant to be played with this controller. My sword's too short. I'll get him eventually. Got him. You can turn on the cheat. It's just a few easy clicks. No! My honor! I need to protect my honor! Lakeside Lab, let's go. What's up, old man? Hello there, son. I'm researching the process of making medicine by mixing Lake Hylia's water with various unusual compounds. Perhaps you've met the old lady from the potion shop. She's a student of mine. Oh yeah? Well, watch this. Isn't that the most impressive dive you ever did see, old man? What would you rate this dive? You may not have noticed, but I've been watching you. You dove 2 meters just now, but I wouldn't call that a real dive. 2 meters? 2 meters? I barely went under the water. How can you call it I went entire 6 feet? Oh yeah? What if I go even deeper? Does that impress you, old man? Huh? I've been watching you dove 5 meters. Still not deep enough. Oh yeah? Watch this! Wait, does this count? I don't remember. I think you actually do need the gold scale. What's up, Shark? We found Enigmatic Shark. Let him go. He did nothing wrong. He's in meme jail. Oh, that was probably the dive from when I just jumped in the water initially. You're right, Blade. You're right. You can ride the magic beans to get the fire arrow? Really? Well, I'm not gonna go back just to do that, so I'll just get it the normal way. That's cool though, I never knew that. You touched the bottom just now. Fantastic, I'll give this to you. Pizza Heart! You completed yet another heart container. And that's important, because I'm gonna need that. It makes a certain fight harder. Squidward's over here. We got mini Squidwards over here. Sea urchins. I wonder what he's doing. A bunch of chemicals on here. Praise Helix. Crab. Friend tries to put you in meme jail all the time. Set Chibi free. Chibi is innocent, I tell you. Ooh, this is kind of depressing. Such an empty lake. Welcome to the California experience, everybody. This is just my life. You know, when I'm like just driving on the freeway, sometimes I drive by reservoirs and rivers that I remember as a kid used to be actually full of water. And now they're just empty. The reservoirs are especially sad. Because they got like the tarp you're supposed to put on top of the water to stop it from evaporating, but like there's no water to protect. So what's the point? You mostly did nothing wrong. Welcome to the water temple. Isn't it pretty though? I like the little like subtle lighting effects that you get. The scrolling light. It's so much attention to detail for 1998. Whoa, hi! Oh, that doesn't save me. 1998. I'll never forget it. Dun, da, 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 dun. Blade was gonna do a development stream, but you can't find the extension you need. For what game engine, Blade? There's like a, I think, stockholder or developer from Unity that got under a lot of fire lately because they said something along the lines of, oh, if you're not building monetization into your game from the beginning, you're not doing it right. What are you even? How do you make money? And that just made everybody angry. For good reason, like, what if you just want to make a game for passion? What if you want people to enjoy your games? If you think of games as nothing but a platform to bleed people dry of their hard-earned cash, yeah, I don't think you're making games for the right reason, dude. I love these little dragon statues. I can't latch onto it right now. My shot isn't long enough. Don't have a key. Alright, let's head down one level. This giant's knife run is slowly turning into a megaton hammer run, and I'm fine with that. This dungeon may be annoying in some things, but it's some of the best looking dungeons in the game. Aesthetically, for sure. It's not the California experience unless it's also on fire. True. Stinger, destroy it before it flies into you. This is... oh no! Watch out! This is why I don't, lost my train of thought. Anyway, Deku Nuts. Let's put them on... down. We'll put that on the left. And the right can be bombs. Can Link even climb up here? Nope. I'll have to come back here later, though. That guy made you angry? That Unity guy? Oofa. Microtransaction. It's what every gamer fears, because the game developers back then promised, like, oh no, we're not gonna change the balance of the game to make you want to pay more. And then now that's just what people do. That's what gacha games are. I say this as someone who played Pokemon Masters for a little bit. That's like the only gacha game I've ever played more than 5 seconds of. And it's only because one of the free rolls you get gave me Olivia, who's one of the 5-star characters with her rock ruff. She carried me through like half the story. Game Maker Studio, nice. We're starting to make a framework-based gameplay, making an action platformer like Mega Man Zero. Right. Mega Man. Here's the thing about this dungeon design. It looks non-linear, But a lot of it is just blocked off until you find the one path you're allowed to go to. The 3DS version helps a lot because it signposts with a lot of like lights and arrows. But for the most part, hello, honey. Oh no, it's my fiance. Dun dun dun. Here, y'all can have a free redemption. Read the OOT guide for this area. Don't mind if I do. This. Is this okay for Twitch? I am not sure. I am not sure. But when I had this guide as a kid, and like, I would always flip past this page really fast because I didn't want my dad to see it. Because I don't know what he would have said. Ruto. In 7 years, Link's fiance, Ruto, had grown to be quite a catch. As far as Zoras go. Okay, Ocarina of Time. Water Temple. No longer swelling with waves, nor half the reservoir it was 7 years earlier, Lake Hylia had dried up to a modest puddle ravaged by blue tektites. Submerged in the basin's deepest point stood the entrance to the water temple, and Ruto had apparently swum in to uncover the reason behind the freezing of her homeland. I almost feel like the guide is required reading, because a lot of lore isn't just said in the game. You know what Yellow Pikachu would have said? What would he have said, Pika? Oh, you! If I'm right, Link? You're Link, aren't you? It's me, your fiance, Ruto, Princess of the Zoras. I never forgot the vows we made to each other 7 years ago. You're a terrible man to have kept me waiting for these 7 long years. But now's not the time to talk about love. I'm sure you've already seen it. Zora's domain totally frozen. A young man named Sheik saved me from under the ice. A young man named Sheik, huh? But my father and the other Zoras have not yet. I want to save them all. I want to save Zora's domain. You have to help me. This is a request from me, the woman who's gonna be your wife. Link, you have to help me destroy the evil monster in the temple, okay? Inside the water temple, there are 3 places where you can change the water level. I'll lead the way. Follow me, quickly. I'll try. Oh no. Link's first task as a married man. Fishwife! Whoa! You know, if there's a timeline where Link ended up with Zelda, and a timeline where Link ended up with Malin, where's the timeline where Link ended up with Ruto, huh? Huh? Well, there's a crack you can't get into yet. Oh, hey. You'd marry Ruto, but Ruto's taken, though. You gotta save her from the inside of a fish first. Those who wish to open the path sleeping at the bottom of the lake must play the song passed by the royal family. Does this change the water level from... Wait. Ah, oh, crap. Probably shouldn't have done that. Hello! Hi, hey, leave me alone. Oi! This is like my dad said back in the Philippines, how sea urchins would just follow him around. Except these ones are made of metal. Hyrule Hero, welcome. And then she's just gone. Yeah, she told me to follow her. Where'd she go? Some kind of wife she is. Man. The Ruto timeline is the one that leads the Link to the past. No wonder there's so many weird Zora hybrids. That's where the evolutionary line of Zoras diverged. You know, after Link changed the gene pool up a little bit. Can we get a poll for best Oot waifu? Yeah, Lemonade Cafe, if you are there, can you start a poll? Make sure to include every option. Every option. Always wondered how she just disappears. What a useful guide. Here we go. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. I wonder what culture, I want to say, the music for this temple comes from. I don't want to assume. It's very pretty though. An arrow for you, and an arrow for you. A wizard did it. Now this is a game that actually has wizards. Could very well be possible. Open ya gabba. We're having oyster sushi tonight. Y'all ever had oyster sushi? It's delicious. What the? Oh, that's not what I meant to press. Okay, that died. Deku Nut's not working. I'm still making this the run where I try to use the nuts more. Which nuts? These nuts. Da -da -da -da. So it's that page with Rudo. And then also a later page, you know, that also seems to stick out in my memory for some reason. Involving, certain Gerudo. Deku Nuts OP. Origination, you're OP. Overpowered, and objectively pretty good. Objectively pretty good. How's it going, Ori? How was your pre-birthday stream? Happy birthday to you as well. I got 2 birthdays. Well, one's technically not yet. It might be in your time zone. I don't know your time zone. Flip them up. All right, let me see if I can find the birthday song this time. I hope I can. I'm serious. Where did it go? I used to have it. There it is. All right. Hem. Me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Origination. Happy birthday to you. Thanks for the hydrate. Oh man. Something about water after a long summer stream tastes so good. They sound like zombies. They are zombies. They're here for your birthday brains. Dylan knocked out for a bit. Definitely chill, huh? How was EX Zodiac? EX Zodiac, freaking fantastic. Everybody needs to buy it right now if you're a fan of Star Fox. I am not kidding. It is what we need to show support for the genre. At the very least, space shooters that aren't just about simulating space. I want space shooters that feel like you're flying with your wingmates and taking down cocky bosses. It's just something you don't really get much places. Now, we had talked about how Ace Combat is kind of the closest thing we get now. Even then, there needs to be more, like, even, I don't know, platformer games that kind of do that, right? Games that as you go through the level, a story plays out. I'm surprised not many do it. Like, yeah, there are platformers with story. Oh, we gotta go. No, just not in the same way, right? Did I finish the demo? Yeah, it only took me about an hour. It was pretty hard, though. I actually ran out of lives. Good thing I was able to beat it on my last life. 0 reserve. Oofa. Alright. What happens if I put a bomb in the water? Just instantly just fizzes out. Ever tried Elite Dangerous? Oh, I've heard about Elite Dangerous. I've never tried it though. Does it also have like Star Fox style kind of stories? You wishlisted EX Zodiac? Please do. The developer put a lot of work into it. Or he's gonna make the birthday song your ringtone. Well, it can't be your birthday every day. Or can it? Or can it? People play Elite Dangerous with VR and everything. Oh, really? Is it a space shooter? Like an air shooter? What kind of game it be? Is it one of those all-range mode style shooters? Background lore. The guide for Star Fox 64 definitely wasn't totally like the guide for Ocarina of Time. Haven't really seen a guide that goes like that, but I will say it's really cool how it had like Miyamoto's favorite route. Let me double check if I can go in here. Oh yeah, I should be able to bomb this now, right? Perfect. Loop. It is a space sim. It's Brad's birthday every day. He is the only one that gets that opportunity. You don't want to take that from him. It'll be right back, no problem. Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo. That changed the water level of the entire temple or just this room? I wonder, is there a way to open this? Let's try Din's fire. Well, it killed the Skulltula. Alright, it was a bit too much to hope for to have the fire go through. Dang, I could have thought that was it. There's gotta be a way in here. There's no way that reaches through. Brad lives on one of the planets where a year is a day. 15,000 years old or something. I always knew I was in the presence of a wise man. Every day's great at your Juness. On Brad's birthday, that's what I say. I think that room has defeated me. There's nothing I could do to get past it, could I? I'll find a way. Din's fire. Yeah, I used it right in front of the gate. It's funny, it's killed the Skulltula, but it didn't activate the switch. Alright, y'all. When you play the Water Temple, there's something very important you need to not forget. Ah! It's that spikes are spiky! Thank you, Link. When you raise the water level, first thing you should do is head back down. Look! Oh, the game doesn't... The game shows it only for a split second. You have to, like, be pretty aware of this, but it shows that there's a little entrance right down here. This is the key that everybody misses. And one of the reasons people just get lost in this temple. Hi, Link. A little funny to me that the hookshot is the only weapon that you're allowed to use underwater. That looks like a trap. Alright, there's no other trapdoors to look at. So let's stand under this one. and hightail it out of here. Bye-bye. Oh no, it doesn't open. You have to kill everything first. This is gonna suck. Nice urchin. I like uni. It's delicious. Like, you can't even use a bow and arrow under here. I don't think there's anything stopping a bow and arrow from working, is there? Something about the elasticity of the twine? You always miss the middle room where you meet Rudo. Oh yeah, that too. Because you're not able to get to it the first time. You have to remember to come back there. The game does an interesting... It's interesting how the game tries to keep that in your mind. Like, you see it on the way up, and the idea is you remember it. It's a question of, like, how much do you want to signpost in a game? Do you want to just show the person exactly where your objective is? With, like, a marker and everything? I mean, that way they'll never get lost, but then all the fun has to come from the environment and the theming and just how fun it is to play the game in general. Right, I can't go any further at the moment, so I'm just gonna have to go from where I am. Bum ba bum 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 bum. Akira Dolce, what's going on? I do be winning, son. I do be winning. For once in my life, the water temple. The water temple is at my beck and call. And yes, there seem to be a lot of frames in this version of Ocarina at a time, huh? Very framey. Welcome on in. Yo, Akira, we were actually playing a Star Fox 64 inspired game earlier, EX Zodiac. I didn't realize it already came out, but I've been watching it for a while. I recommend it if you're a fan of the Star Fox. And if you're not, then play it anyway, because it's really cool. The Temple of Everyone's Bane. The Water Temple, it is here. You saw it! Yeah, it's so good! I'm surprised I was able to keep up with the game's dialogue. It's not voice acted, but I still managed to read it out loud. I'm glad I did. They are sassy. The right amount of sass for a Star Fox game, I think. There is a correct amount. Yeah, I'm gonna check real quick. That one room with the floor I had to bomb, I think. I think I'm able to do something else there now, hopefully. Don't mind the water temple. I don't mind it either. It's just a matter of catching everything you can do every time the water's at a certain level. You're good, but I'm better. Are you gonna listen to that monkey? Ha ha! You're not as stupid as you look! You know what I've never done? The Medio boss, the one with the... I think it's a mid-Atlantic accent. I don't think he's actually British. I still don't know what's going on with this room. Maybe it's supposed to open when I kill the Tektites, but I did something wrong. Or maybe there's like a hidden eye switch in here? I don't see it, if there is. I've tried Din's fire. No nuts. No nuts, no butts, no coconuts. According to the map of this room, there's no other way in. Yeah, I don't know. You want the answer? Sure, Akira. It's definitely been a while since I played this game. I could just read the guide too, if I wanted to. Spin attack? Really? They make you do that? Damn. Damn. It's one of those cases where I'm just so caught up in what I'm supposed to be allowed to do in a Zelda game. I forgot they did stuff like, I can't spin attack with this sword. I gotta switch swords. Hold on, give me a second. It would really suck if you had a spin attack with specifically the Big Goron sword. I bet Ocarina of Time would have had you do that. Wanna see me kill the spider? Wanna see me do it again? I'll get it eventually. One more. About another one. It's like when you're trying to kill a spider in your house. It just won't die. Alright, enough of this. Star Fox is a 3DS remake and a sort of GameCube sequel. This is true. I don't know what to add to that. But yeah, I don't think... What I liked about Star Fox was the freedom that you got in choosing your path and how there was an overarching story, but every level felt like a self-contained episode. People rag on Star Fox Zero for being the same old Fox versus Andross. James McCloud is dead, blah blah blah. And that's not even like the best thing about Star Fox. That's not the thing that gave it its charm. At least to me. Just the individual levels. There are some levels in Star Fox Zero that are really good. Oh, hi. Just bugs dropping from the ceiling. Does that ever happen to you? Not so much in this apartment, but in my last apartment. I don't know why, but spiders would love to just hang down from the ceiling and just levitate floating right in front of my face. Like, what attracted them? Was it just because I was directly underneath a light, and then they'd try to build a web coming down from the light? Zero was a soft reboot, something like that. The development of that game is so wild. How Miyamoto wanted it to be more like a random, unconnected list of episodes. It was only after pressure from the community that, like, they wanted a game more like 64, that they actually added a map. I feel like that's what kinda screwed the game's presentation. It made it look like it was supposed to be more epic than it was, when it's just, yeah, here's a bunch of planets. Go play them. I've been here already. I've basically brought the water level back. To where it was when I entered. I have 2 keys now. That's different from before. Miyamoto's brain is wild and unpredictable. Could you imagine what if Miyamoto and Kojima collaborated on a game? Kojima, you know, they used to work with PlayStation to make Metal Gear. Now he's doing some sort of unknown project with Xbox. You know, at the last, not E3, was it Game Show Award or something? He just appeared for a second and it was like, yes, I am working with Xbox on game. Okay, bye. Whatever it is, I wonder what he's gonna make. I don't think it's gonna be another Death Stranding, so I wonder what his plan even is. Just another weird game from Kojima? Sure. What he does best. Uh-oh. Gotta do this fast. Isn't he also doing Death Stranding 2? Yeah, I believe he also announced, like, separately that he was gonna do something in the Death Stranding universe. So that's wild to me. I mean, he doesn't make the games himself. He's just a director, so he could totally just be working on 2 games at once. But the fact that that man's mind can come up with so many unique ideas, you know what he's probably gonna do? He's gonna make like a movie based on like all the American kids movies he's been watching. You know, he's been watching the MCU. He's been watching Minions: Rise of Gru. All the inspiration. It's gonna come to a precipice with his next game. Kojima story with Miyamoto gameplay. Oop. Yeah, let's keep them in charge of what they're good at, actually. Who knows? Would they even like to work with each other? I wonder. It's one of those crossovers that you'd think like, oh, why hasn't this been done before? Panther was a funny character. I forgot about Panther from Assault. Oh my god. Trying to be romantic while dueling Star Fox. Trying to make Fox jealous. Look, Rare made it so that the sexy saxophones play when Crystal's on screen. That means that she is meant for Fox. Come on. Do I have to show you all the fan fiction? I probably don't want to. Isn't Miyamoto working on the Mario movie? I wonder how much say he has in it. It's funny that there was news that Nintendo bought like an animation studio while they're working on Mario movie and delayed it. What if they just completely dropped the deal with Illumination? They're like, you know what? No. We like your work on the Minion stuff, but this ain't Mario. I'm sorry, we can't have him go like, it's a me, Mario.
I don't know what that was. What's up, everybody? It's me, Mario.
Or am I winning, Mr. Chicken? I'm trying to win, P.A. Werewolf. I'm trying. Pull another Sony. Just drop out with the deal. We'll find like a leaked draft of the Illumination Mario film somewhere on the internet years later. Like they found Nintendo PlayStations eventually at auction years later. Oh no, like. Stop it. Stop it. Get away from me. Bam. Nice 6th to Shemi. Nice 7th, Akira. Nope. 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 I know the dangers of hookshotting right into a like. Man, why is it that likes have just not appeared in 3D Zelda ever since? Oh, heck yeah. Oh, you know we're gonna have a duel up in here. Ever since the Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask era. Like, why? Read the OOT guide for this area? Alright, let's set the stage. Hem. You saw the Dungeons & Dragons film? I didn't know they were making one. Wizards of the Coast making yet more money, huh? Alright, you'd think there'd be a page. Alright, here's a little bit of a spoiler. Ow. The dark side of Link. Link crossed the glassy, shallow water to reach the door, but found it to be locked. When he turned around, a shadowy reflection of himself loomed in front of the tree. Dark Link mirrored his every move, but was foiled by the spinning sword attack. I can't do that with this sword. This book must not be canon. I'll find my own way then. I have my ways. Oh gee, the door is locked. Whatever shall I do? Strong iron bars are blocking the door. Guess I'm gonna have to head back. Hello? Dark Link, conquer yourself. Come at me, bro. Come at me. Come at me. You seeing this? You seeing this? You seeing this? Coward, fight me! What is my life? What am I doing with my life? What, is he behind the wall or something? Oh, wait! The mirroring is broken because I'm using Giant's Knife and he's using a Master Sword. Wait, this is working. This is working in my favor. Stop it, just stop it. Hey, come back here. Come back here. Back flipping over. And you know what's funny? He doesn't do the thing where he stands on your sword because there's no sword to stand on. Watch, I'm just gonna switch to the Master Sword to show what this fight's supposed to look like. Watch, look, you can do this. He stands on your sword. That's super cool, but also heck you, man. Heck you. Here, I'll use bombs instead. Stand right there, Dark Link. Oh, he dodged it. This is my time to experiment. Most people have their ways of dealing with Dark Link. What if I treat it like a shooting gallery? Just shoot at him. Hey! This is actually kind of cool. I've never defeated him this way. It's a lot easier with, wow, motion controls, huh? Ow! Alright, fine, I won't fight him with that. But what about these nuts? Oh, this makes things trivial, doesn't it? Just a little bit. Yo! Oh, why is this the coolest fight in Ocarina of Time? Oh, the cool reflections are going away. Dang. Beep beep. Egg. Beep beep. Beep beep. CHG Jake, what's up? The Goron Sword just destroys that poor man. I've definitely had strategies ever since I was a kid with dealing with Dark Link. But because I've always fallen back to the, you know, either using the Big Orange Sword or the Megaton Hammer, like I never really explored Dark Link's AI. Who knew he just didn't know how to deal with arrows? It's the fact that this game has motion control now that makes that work way better. You found the long shot. It's an upgraded hook shot. It extends twice as far. Yeah, you know, just sully all over Dampé's legacy now, why don't you? He gave you his stretchy, strinky treasure that he cherished in life. Now what did he die for? Blade's gotta bounce, have a good stream. And remember, defeat yourself. I fight myself every day, Blade. It's just that damn me got hands. Have a good one, Blade. Shadow Link! I broke him. Oh, I remember this part. It's like a freaking sewer up in here. Be careful, don't get swallowed by the vortexes. I always used to call them like the toilets, because you just get flushed down. Lamest dungeon item. Oh, look, an item I already had. I mean, I'm glad that I had. Oh, no! Oh! Go, 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 go! Oh! Damn, I can't escape, I don't think. I'm trying. Wait. Go, let go! Yes, I escaped the vortex! I'm alive! I should not be able... Why can't I use the long shot? There you go. I should not be alive right now. Boom, bada bing, bada ba. I wonder if the dual claw shots from Twilight Princess came about from people going like, huh, why did I just throw away Dampé's hookshot? Why not just use both? And the Twilight Princess devs are just like, you know what? Yeah, let's just do that. Let's give him 2 shots. Or not Twilight Princess, sorry, Skyward Sword. Oh, you get get dual in both? I forget now. I think you get dual in both. I should know this. I played both of those games last year. That's probably why I'm confused. Because now they're both blurring together in my head. Uh-oh. Whoa. Both games. Okay. Thank you. I was thinking about it since last time I streamed Ocarina, but yeah, I don't have many 3D Zelda games left to play on screen. It really is just Breath of the Wild. There's still plenty of Zelda games to play, though. I've already said that I'm gonna give Phantom Hourglass another try. That might be my next Zelda game, if there's nothing, like, really pushing me towards another one. Because Linebeck, dude. Linebeck. He's the lad. Link got those thick arms. Think about it this way. I don't know if you've ever seen the Mythbusters episode they did about grappling hooks. But in order for a hook shot to work, a long shot, it has to be strong enough to carry the weight of an adult human. And at the speed that it works, it would be pulling with so much force that you'd probably just get your arm ripped out of your socket. Like, hundreds of pounds of force applied directly to your arm socket. That's, ooh. You better brace yourself for that. Play the Oracle games? Oh yeah, I love the Oracle games. I played both when I was a kid, but it's funny I didn't do the password system thing because I kind of messed it up. You could enter passwords in that game that could give you like items and trading quest stuff between the games. But if you cheat and enter the passwords early, then the quest gets messed up. If you enter like codes that came from other people's save files and whatnot. Oh, I did a heckin' mess up. I hacked and messed it up. There's an area that I should have been able to get to before when the water was at medium. I'm gonna have to put it back down, I think. Let me see if I can just progress through the dungeon without doing that. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. I actually don't need it. I have copies of both Oracle Ages and Seasons. Ooh. Okay, I don't have the boss key. Alright, well I can't progress. Good to know it's right there though. Alright, let's put the water level back at medium. I think I can do that by going into the middle tower again? Sword fingers and you lose the long shot. It just like rips itself out of your hand. If it was attached to your arm, yeah, no, you lose your arm. Die. 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 Let's see, was there an easy way back in the middle tower? No? Alright. Time to do this the old-fashioned way. Let me check. Play 4 swords with Akira. I'm down. If there was online... Nintendo, why haven't you done this? It's such a no-brainer. Online 4 swords? Heck yeah. Like, you had the 3 Triforce heroes. Sorry, I was gonna call it 3 swords. But, like, nobody bought that game, and that makes me sad. Because I bought that game, and I'm nobody. Not this room. Link can climb straight up a wall of vines at full speed without getting tired. Kinda. He can. He's got 7 years of energy stored up. He took a 7-year nap. Like, man's all good on sleep for the next decade of his life, honestly. Seems the world's falling down around me, and I'm so confused about what to do. Sometimes I just want to throw it all away. That's just been stuck in my head since you said Link is Superman. Link resisting the urge to pick up spare tires on the way. Not this way. Back to the middle, raise the water level. Shoot that ice switch, and I think that's the way to get to the boss key. See, this wasn't so bad. We're just barely past the 3-hour mark. Nintendo with online? Not for less than $50. Ha 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 ha. Ooh, can I skip some of these platforms now that I got the long shot? No? I guess that was a long shot. Stop it! I did that last time. Ah, Link's feet's got holes in them now. Storing mana for 7 years. But his mana only untaps once per turn. He's just wasted so much. Anyway, what would you do if you suddenly realized that you woke up and it was 7 years later? Probably figure out how much the medical bills cost? Dude, I have just realized— oh, hi, spider. I've just realized the implications. Oh, damn it. I know you're supposed to do that. Hold on, give me a second. I was just in a hurry to jump away from this freaking spider. Stop it. Stop it. Up. Die. Oh, wow, that's a one-hit kill. 1. And 2. Easy peasy. He'd wake up after 7 years and have a 10-minute nap. Just snooze it up. Just a little snooze. Come on, Mom, just 5 more minutes. This is not the boss key. What is this? Oh, good, regular key. What? No, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Oh, I know. There's still one place I haven't been. I needed the long shot to get through it. That is at top water level. Wait, how do I leave? The hell? Here? Oh, there is. What year is it? Being like Robin Williams in Jumanji. America moment. Living in America. So. There you go. I baited him. That was the plan all along. Hiya! This is the entrance. You know, that might just be the easiest way to get the water level back to top, huh? Just leave and enter the dungeon again. I'm gonna do it. Sorry, Temple, I'll be right back. Drew, what is going on? What's going on? You're giving so many bits. I like it. I like it. I see you're paying the protection fee. Drew, well, it's gonna text-to-speech, so let me just,
Hey Chris, I appreciate you so much. I hope Zelda is amazing. Thanks for being my favorite chicken on Twitch, ManokAhoy.
ManokAhoy. Well, to me, it looks like you're saying ManokAhoy, open bracket. I appreciate it. Mr. Drew, thank you for being my favorite cat dad on Twitch. There you go. Oh, dang it. But I know so many cat dads on Twitch. Uh-oh. I'm not playing favorites. Everyone's favorite. But Drew's the one that has 2 cats, so he wins by default. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules, I just follow them. Thank you for the bits, sir. I hope you're recovering well. I know you're not feeling well right about now. But I hope you get better soon. Iron Merlin? Mr. Merlin. Long time no see, how you been? Thank you for the resub. Welcome back to the chicken coop. Grab a nest, get comfy, and enjoy the tier 3 emotes. I don't know the rules. I'm sorry, I don't. You know the rules, and so do I. How's it been? We're playing some Zelda. You may notice it's silky smooth, 60 frames per second. Boss key? Boss key? I seem to remember the boss key being in, like, a different chest, though. No, it's just a compass. I'm sorry. Chicken train? Oh no, not the chicken train! Anything but the chicken train!
Chicken train ManokAdobo.
Thank you, thank you. No applause are necessary. Everyone throwing roses up. Wait, this is a mud ball! I still appreciate it all the same. Thanks for the hype train, y'all. You don't have to, but thank you. Zelda is such a good game looking, silky smooth. It do be the PC version. The PC version that came out a couple of months ago. I recommend you check it out because, this is the way to play. Water Temple definitely taking a little bit longer than any temple I've done so far. But to be fair, we also had to do the ice cavern this stream. Here we go. Choo choo to Saving Hyrule. I didn't know this was Spirit Tracks. Y'all, I actually really like Spirit Tracks. It's a really good Zelda game. But I think because people didn't like Phantom Hourglass, they just never gave Spirit Tracks a second look. It's unfortunate. There are mods to play those games with D-pad controls now, if you want. If you really want. What is happening? Puzzling Shutterbug too? Everyone's so generous today. How about that? Chicken Train. Thanks for the bits. I appreciate it. I will spend it on video games and Magic the Gathering cards, I promise you. How you doing today? How's Friday? We're almost done with the Water Temple. With this nice new PC version that lets you assign the iron boots to a button, as well as any other item. D-pad, fast equipment switching. It's so good. Hello, what was that? That was loud. I only have 6 arrows. Probably save them. More cards. I may have gotten another box of Double Masters 2022. It just came in the mail, and it's not as good as the last box, sadly. Drew, if you're listening, I got a foiled borderless Ulamog, the Infinite Gyre. Except I got an Ulamog from the last pack, so like I don't need another one. I'm definitely gonna have to sell it. It's a little sad it doesn't make back the box, but I will hope the rest of the box holds something really nice in it. Maybe a borderless Imperial Seal, I hope. Jake, can I just call you Jake? Was doing a Zelda marathon after beating 0 Zeldas. Ah, that's how it goes, isn't it? You find a new favorite game and all of a sudden you're playing all the entries. I know how that is. That's how I am with Dragon Quest. I now have officially played, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Dragon Quest games in the span of last year, despite never having played one. Ever since Yakuza Like a Dragon and friends of the stream like Sprint6864 put me up to it. Yeah, no, that's one of my favorite series now. Natty, speaking of someone who's played Dragon Quest 11. Hey, how's it going? Vin fell off from Magic, but still own a bunch of cards. Ooh, maybe you have some good stuff to jumpstart your collection again. Or maybe...
You know I always make a point of letting you know how much I appreciate you. Keep being an amazing and supportive chicken. You are a fantastic individual.
Ah, y'all are too kind today. I don't know what to do with all this information, but thank you. No, you. No, you. 420, nice. Maybe you can sell those magic cards to buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Vin. You know the next set's coming out, the one with the new meta-defining cards, the sprites. They finally got their official English name. Ow. Jake beat Zelda 1 and 2, Links to the Past, Link's Awakening, Oot, MM, Oracle, Wind Waker, Minish Cap, Twilight Princess, got the Phantom Hourglass, got bored halfway through. Oh. Man. Makes me a little sad because that's what I did when I played Phantom Hourglass. I do want to actually give it a chance. All for Linebeck. For the lad. We have to. We have to do him justice. Yeah, I'm going. I'm pulling the block. Yu-Gi-Oh meta gonna go crazy. I have a meta deck right now. I have a Punk Therion deck. It actually works really good. It's just really predictable. I wonder how it's gonna fare in the Sprite meta. Now, to be clear, I'm gonna buy Sprite cards. For some reason, they made them commons? That's wild to me. These new meta-defining Yu-Gi-Oh cards are gonna be printed at common. They've just confirmed. They're what? Everyone's gonna be running them. I've trained level 2 completed. Y'all are too kind. No, wait, hold on. I got 6 arrows. Gotta save them now. Punk is cool, though. It is. I love how they combo. Oh, no. You bugs are lucky. I only had 6 arrows. I would have squished you so hard. Never got around to Skyward Sword. I have a new appreciation for Skyward Sword after the HD version came out. It fixed a couple of the gripes I had with that game. Definitely loading times are a lot faster. Ooh. Gotta peek around. Come on, just let me squish the Spidey. Bugging you out. You have C buttons set to B1 and select. Select? I guess you could put Ocarina on that one. I said it earlier, but I still haven't upgraded to the latest version of Shippa Harkinian with the button mapping feature. Uh-oh. No! I just escaped! Please! Put the boulder, the boots, the. We're good. We're good. We're fine. We're hunky dory. Ow. Well, thank you for helping me up the ledge, Spider. I don't know what I would have done without you. I just missed the key. So I did. Dum ba da bum 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 bum. Bum ba da bum 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 bum. Whoa, okay. Yeah, I got it charged, Jake. Just so you know, this is a no backseating stream. So I'm good. I'm gonna go back for it. That's all right. I see it on the map. The game's telling me you don't have to tell me every step of the way. Ah, right there. Our little buddy missed out on the sushi party from earlier. Don't mind, I'm always down for more. Here we go. Finally. Who made this chest? It's so fancy. Only to hide it in the middle of a dungeon? What a waste in my opinion. Beautiful. Now I can finally get out of here. Stop. Stop! Forgot it was the boss key. Well, it's the only key we don't have left in this place. This entire dungeon. It makes sense. That's the reason I was in this wing of the dungeon in the first place. I don't have the updated version of Arcanian yet. I need to update. I have the version that was the latest at the time I started streaming this, but unfortunately it didn't have button mapping. It's the last thing that I would probably update for. I'm just afraid of changing the stability of this game. Like, this build works, even if it's got some graphical bugs here and there. It crashed once. Well, that's about it. Alright, I have to figure out how to get the water level back to max. Open this. Yep. I can do it this way too, actually. Save an arrow, why not? I hope it's the last one. Yeah, we've already made it to the to where the boss door is, but you know, we couldn't have continued because there was no boss key in my inventory. Question for the chat: do you say inventory or do you say inventory? I knew somebody who said inventory. I don't talk to him anymore. Not because of the inventory thing, but just because, you know, just life happened to work out that way. Where is that spider? It's inside my brain, dude. Depends on how you feel. Nice. How about, inventory? Inventry. There is no do or do not. There is only inventry. Refer to the map. Which way is the way to get to that little water rising area again? Is it heading through the one floor? I know it's not there. Maybe it's this one. Let you know if we want backseat gaming. I've literally have the guide open. I'm good. If I really wanted, I could just refer to that. I'm playing it like I played it back in 1998. With the lore guide in my lap and a smile on my face. 1998. I'll never forget it. It was the year those murders occurred in the Arklay Mountains, but hey, I wasn't old enough to play Resident Evil back in the day. Kappa Cow, how you do? Welcome on in, we're playing a little Ocarina at a time. Ah, this is it for sure. Welcome on into the HD Ocarina, isn't it so smooth? We're finally getting into the end of this heckin' dungeon over here. It's not as bad as people say. I like being in it. I don't always remember the order of, you know, what the rooms to go in is, but it's kind of gives me the same vibes as was it the Earth Temple from Wind Waker? The one where you were with Mekar, and you have this one big central room where you have to keep flying up and down, going through whatever room is open. It's the same thing, except you just don't have to change water levels. Alright, alright, alright. There's an easy way to get past these spikies, but I don't have it, so we're just gonna keep going. If you have ice arrows, you can actually disable them. If you freeze them, they don't do damage. Link, look out, that isn't normal water. But I was thirsty. It kinda does look like Powerade, don't it? Well, time to put myself within harm's way of it. Got some mountain cool flavor electricity. Gatorade up in this. Why wouldn't I want to take a dip? Oh no. The Gatorade is sentient. Ow. It's gonna fill me with electrolytes. Oh no. Giant aquatic amoeba. Morpha. I'm sure a bunch of antibiotics will help smooth this guy out. I've always wondered if you could... Oh, hi. Actually just freehand the nucleus. You can! Oh my goodness. You don't need to wait for it to turn into a tentacle. Alright, who's tossing things? It's easier though, because oh my god, what is it doing? Tentacle's extending a little more than it should. No! I'm hitting it with so much force, it just goes flying back into the water. Alright, we'll do this a slow way. You're pretty much gonna want to wait until it becomes a tentacle. Okay, let's try knocking into the wall. Hey, stop! Dude just heated himself back. Graphics, though. He's an amorphous tentacle. If he wants to extend just a little bit further, that's his prerogative. Here we go. Come back here. My shader's too powerful. Let's try going for the center. Smacking down a giant germ. Ooh, I forgot he makes, like, decoy tentacles, too. Hi, hello. You're invading my personal space. That's unsettling. How am I doing? I'm doing great, CC Picado. We had a nice little time with some indie games earlier today. This has been a great week for indie games, honestly. We got Covert Critter. We got freaking... Oh, hi. We got EX Zodiac. We have reached the era where retro gaming has gone into the N64 era, and I am all for it. Oh, hi, do not scratch me on the back. I'm good, I'll just put some cream on it, thank you. We tend to clean, we tend to clean. Have I played Multiverses? I haven't gotten a chance to yet, but I actually did manage to watch a stream and get the drop from Twitch, so I can totally play it right now. I'm not gonna stream it. I don't have the skills yet. Oh! Not at the moment. I don't know what character I use. If the rumors are true, I think I'm gonna end up using either the Powerpuff Girls or Samurai Jack. Because, yes, please. Top tier characters for sure. Oh no, I could use LeBron James. Freaking LeBron James. They just confirmed that he is indeed coming to multiverses. Just a real-life person. This isn't even like the Game of Thrones character where it's a real actor. No, like, literally just a real person in a video game. Like, okay. That would have happened back in the day for sure, though. Like, if there was a Warner Brothers fighting game, they would have had Michael Jordan. Cool's been playing Stray. A lot of people have been playing Cute Cat game. I've been watching people play it. We rated someone playing it yesterday. I don't think I'm gonna pick it up. I just know that's the kind of game that it might be $60 now, and then a month later it's gonna be $20. I'm waiting until then. Actually, I think it's like $30. Either way, I can wait. I got old games to play. I got amoebas to squish, Gatorade to drink. Ah, yeah. Bouncier than one of those bounce balls in a Little Caesars pinball machine. That's pretty bouncy. Colonel. It's like a little dodgeball. Yeah, Morpha's not... I don't know. That's not my favorite fight. You just kind of long shot it until you beat it. I don't know if there's like a faster way. If anybody happens to know, Jake, you maybe might know if there's like a fast strat for Morpha. For the most part, I'm just like, I don't know, long shot it. That's safe enough. Maybe you can like nick it with the big Goron sword if you have it. Something like that. Anyway, 0 counts. Thank you for the raid. I'm sorry, I promise I'm not threatening you with a broken giant knife. But how dare you raid me? Huh, huh, huh. Stay back, foul fiends. My stream will be protected. What's going on, everybody? 0 counts, welcome. Salzuni, Pole's voice. Aces 10. Oh, sorry, it's Pole's voice. I'll not speak too loud. I know how much Pole's voices hate loud sounds. How's it going? We just beat the Water Temple, which is, you know, a lot of people say it's an accomplishment, so I'll take that L. I'll take that dub. I don't know letters. If you don't know me, I'm a chicken that plays Nintendo games and does the voices out loud. Here's an example. Oh, good, fish waifu. Have I never noticed that Ruto has abs? Do I want to notice that? I'm not sure. Link! I would have expected no less from the man I chose to be my husband. Zora's domain and its people will eventually return to their original state. Eventually. I just gotta have to do the Triforce % run. As a reward, I grant my eternal love to you. I never noticed Link does a little... What? No thanks. I'll take the water medallion instead. Well, that's what I want to say, but I don't think I can offer that now. I have to guard the Water Temple as the Sage of Water. And you're searching for the Princess, Zelda. Ha, you can't hide anything from me. I've been looking through your phone. That's right, I bugged it. I installed the phone finding app on it and everything. Yeah, okay, maybe Link, maybe you should ask for a divorce. Princess Zelda, she's alive. I can sense it. So don't be discouraged. I can tell that nothing will stop you in your quest for justice and peace. You must take this medallion. Take it respectfully. Baka. Oh. Lady Gallica, welcome. Aces 10, how's it going? Yo, everybody. How's it? How's it? 0 counts, 0 counts. Do I recognize you from maybe... What do I recognize you? Do I know you? Forgive me if I don't remember. Maybe not. Maybe it's somebody that O's might know. A lot of friendos met through that guy, that's for sure. You received the water medallion. Ruto awakens the sage and adds her power to yours. Selzuni guided the raid here. Well, thank you. If you see Sheik, please give him my thanks, okay? Oh, I may just. I might come across Sheik in my search for Princess Zelda. Something tells me I might. I can't guarantee it, though.
As the water rises, the evil is vanishing from the lake. Link!
Take that, mask. Come on, I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Sheik.
I see. We have to attend this to have a rehearsal too, do we? Look at that, Link. Together, you and the Princess Ruto destroyed the evil monster. Once again, the lake is filled with pure water. All is as it was here.
Why does Sheik's butt have so much shading though? Just who at Nintendo decided this? It's literally just the pyro. It is though.
Chef's kiss? Do they really?
Chef's kiss? Do they really? Oh! Big Sylvando energy just coming from that dive. Oh, Sheik, you silly goose. Alright, let's get those fire arrows. Ba-damn! Why did Sheik just dive? That was totally unnecessary. Everywhere else you meet up with them, it's like, you know, just disappearing through the only entrance. I would like... If they ever make an HD remake of Ocarina, I want a small chance that when you encounter Sheik in the ice cavern, that, like, they throw the Deku Nut, right? But then they're still there, and then they just slowly back away through the door. Definitely gonna have to dry their clothes later, that's for sure. You got the fire arrow! Set it to C, and your arrows will be powered up. Bada boom, bada bang. If you hit your target, it will catch fire. I like how they consider the possibility that I will shoot a fire arrow and totally miss. They know me. But yeah, we're playing the PC version, Ship of Hartinian. Came out a couple of months ago. It's silky smooth. If you didn't notice, it's 60 frames per second. I have been enjoying the little gameplay features. How much you want to bet I can hit the Gwei? I missed. I got it. Oh, I gotta hit these chickens! Oh, there's too many! I can't get them all! Who let them out? Takato! Oh, you. But yeah. To be completely honest, I feel like this happens a lot, but I was about to end right after the water temple. Nice little place to end it for the night. I played a couple of games tonight, and I'm kind of ready to hit the sack, but yo, I'll be playing this game again next week for sure. For sure. Let's just, what can we do now that we have the fire arrows, I wonder? Let's ask Saria. And yeah, it's been really good. If you haven't been to the stream before, I usually play these Nintendo games where I can read the voices out loud. I'm also playing, I usually also play a long RPG or something like Ace Attorney. Speaking of, we've been playing through Ace Attorney Investigations lately, starring Miles Edgeworth, the fanciest lad with a red suit and cravat to match. He can find anyone guilty or innocent. The law is in his hands.
Link! This is Saria. Can you hear me? If all 6 sages come together, we can imprison Ganondorf, the king of evil, in the sacred realm. But in order to make a perfect seal, we need the 7th sage. Someone you know must be that sage, Link. From now on, you must travel between past and future to awaken the remaining sages.
Well, fat lot of good that did me. This is why I don't call Saria. This is why I don't text her. I'm sorry. Alright, okay. If I remember correctly, I'm actually... From here, I'm actually free to either take on the Spirit Temple or the Shadow Temple. That's pretty exciting. I would like to say, since I already traveled back in time and got the Lens of Truth, I did that ahead of time, actually. just for funsies. I'm gonna say we're doing Shadow Temple next. That's the way I usually do it, and that way we can end off with a Spirit Temple. It's gonna be pretty good. I'll let you know when that stream happens, but until then, thanks for coming here, everybody, and thanks for that follow, Zero Counts. Alright. It's Friday night, you know what that means. We get to end to Friday night. Yakuza 0, baby. So scary. It's fine. I survived the bottom of the well. Get that on a freaking t-shirt, sell it at the Kakariko gift shop. And, you know, Shadow Temple will be totally fine for me. Yeah, we're ending. Everybody, thanks for coming on by. As you can see, we've got a little art showcase. If you ever have any fan art for the stream, post it to the Discord or tweet it at me, and I'll put it up. I'll put it up. If you remind me. As you can see, we've been on a little art theme with Ace Attorney art. But you can draw whatever you want as long as it's inspired by some of the games I play. I think if you haven't known, I do a little monthly art prompt. The prompt for this month is someone finding Edgeworth's secret or Edgeworth finding out a secret, and then you can see there's a few examples of that on screen. Finding out Gumshoe's secret that his tie's a clip-on. Finding out Edgeworth's secret that he's actually a sentient cravat who owns a Phoenix Wright plush. It's good stuff. I'll draw mine sometime this weekend probably, but you know, that's out there. If you haven't already, we're gonna be ending for the week. Thank you for being here. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitch to catch me live next time I play this, any other game. Links are in the chat for the YouTube, Twitter, Discord, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you next time, everybody. Let's find somebody to send the raid on to. And I'll talk to you next time. If you're going to sleep, have a good night and stay clucky, everybody. Ha ha ho ho!